Welcome back to the interactive segment, and Marian Ture is here. Marian,
hey.
I hear the police administration do not want land guards anymore. Yeah, bro.
Yes, yeah, bro. Boys are girls are
land guards, man.
There's so many security issues happening here in the country.
Gee.
And today we are looking at it in two folds on the interactive show.
Right.
And
okay.
Yeah, something ought to be done. Something permanent.
Definitely.
Yeah. Drastic, in fact.
Drastic. I agree with you. Okay,
yes,
so let's hear what people have to interact about.
I hope you're going to send your message today.
I will tweet, or I should send a tweet.
It's not called tweet. It's called tweet.
I do know.
Twitter.
Twitter. You should say well. Anyway, this guy should need smart Niabe. Should teach you how to say Twitter.
Yes.
Twitter. Any man. So let's hear what you have to say.
Welcome to your interactive show, and today we'll throw the spotlight on some issues, and some of the issues border on security and so many other things like that. Welcome to your interactive show. My name is Marian Ture. So welcome to the show, and today, like I said, we'll be throwing the spotlight on some issues that border on security. First, the police administration has called for the disbandment of land guards across the country and all of the arrest of those who actually go to sponsor them. A second issue will be that security alert has been issued, by the West African Network for Peace Building, which we all know as ONEP, which is warning that the incidence of contract or target killings could worsen if not stopped immediately. That is what we're talking about. Before we go into the meat of it, I'd like to announce all the social media tools that you need to get in touch with the show. You'll find us on Facebook, facebook.com/joinnewsontv. That's the main page. Post every comment that you want to put there. We would amplify it and share it with the rest of the world. We are on Twitter. We tweet at Join News on TV for the main homepage, at JN Interactive GH for the show. And you will find me, Marian Ture, at MN Ture. That's where I tweet at. You can send us emails about anything and everything, even things that we haven't discussed yet, which you want us to talk about. You can send them to joinnewsim@multitvworld.com. And our WhatsApp number is 054-010-9009. So GN Interactive is where tech meets news to set the agenda. And we'll go to our first issue. And the West African Network for Peace Building is actually warning of worsening security situation, especially as far as target killings are concerned. And according to ONEP's quarterly brief, high-profile individuals are likely to fall victims if nothing is done to stop this practice. And one report also identified armed attacks, accidents and labor unrest as topmost security threats, recorded in the first quarter of this year. So, what other threats are looming as we get deeper into the second quarter of the year? Yes, and we're trying to reach Alimu Diallo, who is the regional coordinator for ONEP, okay, and talk to him and ask him so many questions. That's what we do here on JN Interactive. We ask to be educated, for him to break down the report and let us understand what is really happening here in the country as far as the security issues are concerned. And he is actually on the line with me right now. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I am doing very well. Thank you.
Fabulous. And your report, actually, what we're looking at, the report which we are looking at, states that, target killings could indeed increase. Have you been able to ascertain what is actually going to spur that growth?
The human security report that has been published is a report which is an outcome of the early warning program of WANEP Ghana. They have specific indicators. I just want to provide a brief background information.
Please do.
And then they have specific indicators. When an incident occurs, it is recorded, and all the details are there, so it is verifiable. And community members across the country are monitors, so it is web-based. So when an incident occurs, it is recorded.
Right.
So the report they just released is just to summarize, the number of incidents that were recorded in the first quarter, and on one of the reports is about the mysterious killings of people that occurred during this period.
Wow, it's amazing to yeah. Please go ahead.
Yes, and now it is not to say WANEP is predicting that this is going to increase, but WANEP is just just reporting this as a phenomenon that has occurred during this period, and there's a need for all the relevant stakeholders, the community members, citizens, the police, to work together to make sure that future issues related to killings are prevented. So all these things that have occurred are now under the investigation of the competent authorities of the police.
Right.
And in due course, we'll be able to know the reasons why some of these killings occurred. And then that can provide the basis to make a concrete assessment whether they are related, whether they are not related. It's just, acts of criminality. And that can also inform the police about the strategy they can use through soft policing and hard policing to ensure that the people's lives and properties are protected. So this is just to, inform that this happened during this period, and there's a verifiable evidence, and there's a need for the stakeholders to work together. Having also talked about this, there is a positive aspect of the report, because armed robbery, the incidence of armed robbery reduced.
Right.
So that is also positive, because acts of criminality related to armed robbery reduced during the quarter. But we always talk about the most alarming aspect of the report, especially when human lives are involved. So you can understand why this is now, causing a lot of interest nationally.
When you were talking earlier, you were saying that you're actually using people who live within these communities to do what you're doing. Can we classify them as whistleblowers?
No, not whistleblowers. They are monitors, because for them, yeah, they are there. There are a number of indicators that have been pre-designed and given to them related to human security.
Right.
So when an incident occurs, they will just report based on what they have seen, and then there is a space to provide deeper analysis, so that the information can provide the detail that is needed for analysis to be carried out, so that an informed report can be published to make sure that it also provides insight about the way forward, how such issues should be dealt with to prevent the escalation of people losing their lives.
Right. The report actually also highlighted, armed attacks and accidents and labor unrest, that they were heightened within that quarter. Are they likely to worsen along the line?
Well, armed attacks, as I said, armed robbery reduced. So the number of incidents that occurred, if we compare it to the last quarter of 2012, we were able to determine the trend. The only alarming aspect is the increase in the killings, which started in the last quarter of 2012, and some of the other areas there was actually a reduction in incidents of criminality, so which was also a positive aspect of the report. So this is the first quarter report that we have. So let us see what will come out in the second quarter and make a comparison, so that we can draw a conclusion whether the incidents are increasing or decreasing for 2014.
Right. I wanted to actually find out, this is just on the side that you said, armed robbery had actually, gone down. Could you share the variables? What actually led to this?
I don't think it's a single factor. I think there are a number of factors that are responsible for this. But first of all, I think you can talk about the effectiveness of policing, because we know that the police service are doing a lot of work. When you move around the town, you always see them in the mobile teams, and they're also stationed in strategic areas. So I think the effectiveness of policing is improving. And they have modern equipment also to do their work. And they're working in collaboration with community members, including civil society and community members who can also support the work the police do. So it could be various factors, including the vigilance of the ordinary citizen. Because it is everybody's work to ensure that there is peace and security. So everybody has a role to play. So if we see a reduction in crime, it is an encouraging sign, and I think the collaboration should be strengthened between the citizens and the police, so that they'll be able to identify networks of criminality and then and break their backbone, so that they'll be held accountable for whatever they are doing to promote peace and security in the country.
Before I let you go, I'd like for you to help us with any way at all you can suggest, that we can keep ourselves safe as a nation.
Well, as a nation, I think it's important just to understand that, as I said, everybody has a role to play, and whatever happens, whatever information we gather, it is important to use to share that with the police, because we empower them to do their work very well. And everybody should also take personal responsibility about his or her own security. Just be conscious about what is happening around you. Don't be doing things, out in the open, so that your activities can be predicted easily. So just be conscious that you need to be safe and secure. And also understand that everybody has to be law-abiding. When the citizens are law-abiding and they are respecting the policies that have been put in place to promote peace and security, I think it will enhance the environment for peace to thrive and for development also to take place.
Alimo Diallo, thank you so much. You are the regional coordinator for WANEP, and thank you very much.